Hey, this is Lights, and you're live in Limbo.
So turn up the noise. Just do the nines. Running with the boys.
Hey guys, this is Mehek from Live in Limbo, and I'm here in Toronto with Lights. How you doing?
Good. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well. Welcome back to Old Home Sweet Home.
Thank you.
I know you were just telling me that it's kind of busy whenever you come here these days, but do you get a chance at all to, quickly stop by that one place that you love their croissants or something like that?
Hardly. It's crazy. I mean, I even have some friends here that I hardly get to see because it's like I'm only here for a reason now. It's kind of just like getting it done. But I make time when I can because I love the city, and it always reminds me of being here, and I miss it.
Absolutely.
It's a great place.
But I know Vancouver is a beautiful place.
It is. I'm
British
hardly there
Columbia.
either. So.
Yeah. Bouncing around the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Congratulations on Midnight Machines.
Thank you.
Really exciting. So you're out on this mini tour in support of the album, and the first show was last night. How did it go?
It was amazing. It was exciting. It was exciting for me because it was something new, I've done acoustic tours before, and I've done full band, full production tours. This is somewhere in the middle. Midnight Machines is just the ambient sort of stripped back full band, but with strings. It's just like this really late night, midnight kind of thing, right? So the show reflected that, and we had to rework not only, we had to learn the songs from Midnight Machines that are new as it is, but we had to rework old songs from previous records into this style. And it was the first time playing with a string section, so you can hear them tuning right now. It was awesome. It was super special. It went off better than I could have imagined.
One thing I've always noticed about your shows, and every single time that I've gone, is how much in awe your fans are. I remember the first time I saw you live was a couple of years ago when you were on tour with Nightbox. I think that's the opener, and they were out in London, Ontario. You guys were performing there at a little country bar, and everyone from the very front to the very back.
That was just the opening night of the tour, I think.
It was one of the early nights of
and
that
I recall
tour.
that night clearly because I think my World of Warcraft account got hacked.
Okay.
Yeah, and some internet thug came to me and said, "Hey, I'll take care of business if you need to." Like he was gonna go kill someone for me or something. I was like,
"Oh my
no,
gosh,
it's okay. I'll talk to him."
Wait, they came to you in London?
No, just someone who's at the show was a friend of. Yeah, that was a friend of one of the guys in my band, and I guess he's like an internet thug.
Yeah.
So I guess that exists.
They'll take care of business.
Yeah.
Out in London.
You go hack them.
Yeah.
You go hack the hacker. But yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah, and I always remember that specific image of your fans because it was literally from the front to the back. Everyone was just piling on top of each other and just totally in awe. And I can only imagine what that feeling is like when you're on stage. Do you notice a difference when you're doing your full regular songs than your sort of acoustic and then this in between? Is there a difference between the reactions?
There's a difference between tonight people are sitting, right? So it's more of an immersive experience where you're just taking it in and singing when you want to, but it's more just basking in the ambient escape, that's the whole point of this is just let's dream a little bit for an hour and a half, but they're still really attentive and into it, and they sing when they feel like it, and they cry and laugh when they want to. So it's really cool. It's connectivity on a different level, whereas the high energy shows are just I want to touch you, I want to get all over you,
Yeah, absolutely. It's a different kind of intimacy.
Yeah, different kind of intimacy for sure.
So in terms of the album, how long were you planning on putting this acoustic album out? Because I know now, you've carved your place in the Canadian music landscape, and there's sort of this anticipation every time you come out with a record that there's going to be, a companion piece to it that's acoustic. So how long was this vision in the works that you were going to change the formula for this one?
It's kind of been a precedence to release acoustic spin-offs, but this time around, obviously I knew it was expected, and it really was. People were asking me about it since the day Little Machines came out. So I wanted to do something that satisfied that need, but gave even more. And that's what we did. We just kind of rehearsed alternate versions of them with a whole new landscape and with strings and put a lot more effort into it than I ever have. So I think, I'll set the precedence for doing a spin-off, but I'll always make sure people know I'm going to give them something interesting. You're never going to know what you're going to get. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always really fascinated from an artistic standpoint, how you approach these different sounds, because I'm sure, you're so when you work on these words and these songs and the songwriting process, and I know you took a lot of time with Little Machines to really chalk that out and put all your heart into it, but being able to revisit it in a completely different way, what is that like from an artistic standpoint?
It's nice. It's easy. Doing these versions is easy for me because when I sit down and just play the songs after they're written, after technically all the hard work is done, that's how I enjoy them, just strip back. And I've lived with them long enough to have this understanding of the songs that allows me to try different versions of it. And it gets more fluent. It's a fluent language, increasingly so over the years of my career and the years of my experience. I just want to sit with something and I lose myself in it, and then it defines itself in this acoustic manner, you know? So it's actually not overthought at all. I don't put the hard part's making the first record.
Yeah.
When the songwriting's all done, because that's to me the hardest part. And doing these versions is just like easy. It's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a different exercise altogether.
Definitely.
That's fantastic. You know, I always, when I think of the midnight hour, I always think it's such a special time. And for some people, it's like, you know, I'm gonna take that leap and keep on going with my Game of Thrones binge, or like I'm gonna create something really beautiful. What is that midnight hour to you?
Well, for starters, midnight hour is something I'm always there for, always awake for. I never fall asleep before midnight. I love nighttime. I'll play video games. I'll have a glass of wine. I'll write stories. I'll draw. I think it's a cool nighttime connection with your artistry because everyone's sleeping for the most part, unless you're a musician. And then you go to bed at 2 and wake up at 11. I love just being alone and being able to do my own thing.
Yeah, I think that's the time, right? I'm assuming that Rocket's asleep by then. Sometimes, or she's up partying too.
Ideally, she's in bed by midnight.
Yeah. It must be nice to be able to close off this really exciting chapter of your career with this album, because it's ever since Little Machines came out, it's been crazy with the touring. You know, you worked with Keels, you did the Music Count thing with the Junos. It's been a really busy time for you, and then writing in between, I believe.
Yeah, definitely. It's especially been crazy because when I was working on Little Machines, I was pregnant, right? So it's like I haven't stopped. I mean, and you know, not just on a music level, but just on a busy level going since then. So I'm starting to see the tour dates taper off and the bumping around the entire world tapering off, and I'm going to get some time to write and sit down and chill out for a few minutes. It'll be good.
Are you going to keep applying your new skill about being able to record your songs backwards after the Meteorites music video?
I never have to do that again. That was so much work.
How long did it take for you to prepare for that?
A few weeks leading up to it.
Yeah.
Not like full days of rehearsal or anything, but it was just like any chance that I got, practicing it and filming myself and watching it back and seeing if it translated, you know?
I want to ask you about the 2 new songs on the album. Head Cold and Follow You Down. Why did they come into play right now as opposed to when the album first came out? Well,
Head Cold was a contender for the record that didn't make it because it was kind of too much like Midnight Machines to make the record. So it got kind of, was the last one that didn't make the cut. And the Follow You Down was actually written after it came out. It was the most recent one of the stuff that's released. And it was originally for a movie, but the movie never ended up happening. And I was like, this is like one of my favorite songs I've ever written.
Yeah.
So I couldn't choose between the 2, so I just put both on.
It's a beautiful song. It's definitely one of my favorites on the album. I know you alluded that you're going to have a little bit of time off coming up. Do you anticipate that you're going to jump into the next record?
I think so. I mean, I'm not going to rush it. I'm just going to take my time and write but not write, you know? Like, it's something that I like doing and I'm inspired now.
Amazing. So, we're all really excited to see what comes next. So thanks so much for taking the time to chat with us today.
You.
And enjoy the rest of the tour. I know it's going to be great.
Enjoy the show tonight.
Thank you.